beings, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you are new. What's going on? If you're returning, welcome family and so friends. We are now going to get right into the monthly ancestral reading for the month of April. I'm looking forward to sharing what divine messages our ancestors have for us during this time. All right, so let's just get right into the reading. We are in a safe place. So this is for my creators, okay? And also for my people. So whatever you fit in, just remember this is a general message. It may not connect, nor may it fit with everybody. But I'm just going to do my part in delivering the messages I am sent here to deliver and to share. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay, so let's get into our ancestral message for the month of April, okay? Let's see what divine messages the divine guides and guardians would like us to know during this time. So I have shuffled. I'm just warming up the cards just so we can look into it, okay? All right. So this is for April. Let's see what messages the divine would like us to know, the ancestors would like us to know. So what I usually do is I usually pull 4 cards, and that will give us the insight for the month. I am willing to do the overall energy for the month, and I'm going to pull some oracle messages as well. So let's get into it. Turn this down a little bit. As you guys can see, I was, setting the atmosphere and get it into my zone. Okay, over here, I sure was. Yes, I was. So let's get it. What would the ancestors like for us to know during this time? Give us a clear message on what the ancestors would like us to know during this time. What would the ancestors like us to know and to see during this time? What would the ancestors like us to know and see during this time of April? Ancestors, we welcome you to enlighten us and to share with us what it is you would like us to see. What would you like us to know during this time? Dear ancestors, wise ones, what would you like us to see? Ancestors, wise one, what would you like us to know? What would you like us to see? What would you like us to know during this time? Please enlighten us. Enlighten us. Dear ancestors, what would you like us to know? What would you like us to see during this time? Oh, that's 4 cards there. Look at that. And the card that flipped over was the Ace of Earth. So keep that Ace of Earth in mind, okay? Ace of Earth is new beginnings, a new world, a new state of mind, a new phase, a new transformation, enlightenment. So I'm just going to get what's grounding us at this time. This one wants to come. Okay, so now we're going to have the overall energy. Okay, so the overall energy, we have the Page of Air. Challenging information delays or changes to plans. Truth delivered without tact. So during the month of April, this Page of Air is letting us know that, yes, it's a challenging time. Challenging information. There is no veil. And people are being informed and enlightened of the truth behind the scenes. I feel like at the moment we all are getting backstage access to information, to what's been hidden. So many people are becoming more aware and able to receive light on their curiosities. And many people may not be able to receive this honesty, this truth, because it's going to taint their perspective, their changes. However, the ancestors is letting us know that this information is divine information, and this is their uprising. This is their information to inform us so that way we can break the chains of slavery, the enslavement of our minds, of our spirituality, of our fights, of our connection to worship and ideology, and also worshiping things that have been toxically assassinating our character, our spirits, and our growth, rewiring our mechanics, and reducing the amount of offerings we give to our ancestors. So during this time, it may seem challenging, but our ancestors are here and they're letting us know that this truth is what it is that you needed to see, so that way you can reclaim your glory, reclaim your position, and also your self-sufficiency. I feel like the ancestors realized that, and Source realized we're becoming too dependent on toxic things, And now this information may be challenging, but it's divine and it's meant for us to understand this, okay? The first card here, it lets us know the Knight of Fire. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So this is not the time to be jumping off the cliff, okay? Literally. Some people may just be wanting to just end it all because they feel like the world is ending, and to a certain extent, the patterns of our past have come to an end. However, think things through carefully through meditation, through cleansing yourself. This whole time we've talked about detoxifying and purifying our bodies, our minds, eating right, nutritiously, and balanced, and not investing into things that are aiming to depopulate us, okay? People now are communicating about vaccines and the depopulation tactics and plans of the elite and of people, but do understand this has been in place for so many years, okay? And we've been allowing it to happen. And the things that we invest in, and the things that we've accepted and embraced, okay? So it's not the time to act quickly. And sometimes you have to embrace the truth, embrace the shadows, embrace the light. This sudden event that we're all experiencing, it does need immediate attention. It does. But it's not on the outside. It's immediate attention within. Immediate attention within. The next card I have for us here, it says the Moon. Important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes. As I mentioned, events behind the scenes. Release fears and that hold you back. We are now having backstage access to the characters and the actors and their true intentions. Now, for those that choose to still purchase popcorn and snacks and invest in the facade and the hyper reality, okay, that's on you. That's on you. But do be mindful, you all, that the truth is in plain sight. It's no longer hidden. It's very truthful at this moment. And it is important to understand that this is a divine halt for those that needed this moment to reflect on the truth, to move forward and detached and get their soul and mind and bodies right. Whatever chains that needed to be released, release them. And isn't it divine that this Harriet Tubman movie came about recently, to where, and also C.J. Walker, all these movies or films, although they're inspired by those great entrepreneurial mind-stated people, it's the energy that we must carry. It's the torch. For so long, there's many people that weren't wanting to have these enslavement films, and now that this energy gave us like a kickoff to move forward towards our freedom. All right. And that's what the ancestors is bringing us to, our freedom. Freedom of thought, mind, body, land, everything. Because it's easy now for us to become entrepreneurs and receive our wealth and become creators and be true to our integrities of our creations, of our DNA. Let's look further into this. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. What do you want, my child? I'm here to give it to you. But you have to have wings. You have to be free in order to receive them, to accept them, to embrace them. Three of Earth. The power of creativity, recognition for high maintenance quality work. Be a team player. This is what your intuition is going to bring us to. Listening to our intuition is going to bring us to our creativity, towards our temple, our crown, our corona, our crown, to enrich and to provide us with the ability to express ourselves and to acknowledge the quality that we have and the love that we have. All right. So what I see here is that this energy, this quarantine, is here for us to recognize the truth and to transform ourselves. Fire is transformative energy. It transforms, it ignites, all right? It burns. Something that has come to us in the dark, unexpected, but it's a phase, it's a cycle. So that we can be in tune with our intuition, in tune with our ancestors, with our blessings, with what we're made of, and to release from the mundane, release from the entrapment, release from the entrapment, and to be free, to build the life of independence, you know, to reclaim our throne as far as our crown. You know, it's very important at this time for us to be able to recognize our independence. And I feel many people are transforming into that, because this is the butterfly here. We have the power to create our foundation and reclaim our foundation, you know, and let's look at our foundation. What's in store for us, okay? This 10 of Fire, too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. All right, you guys. That's why the ancestors are here. They're here to help us, because yes, it is too much to carry. It is too much work. We have to embrace assistance from our ancestors, from our source, from our family. Without our ancestors, we are nothing. Without our ancestors, we are nothing. Without our ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. Because of them, we are here. Because of the birth canals and the vessels and the incubators of the women that held onto us through their bellies, we would not be here. So we have to honor that. In my culture, my family's from Belize. My grandmother, she does masses. And in the mass, what she does is she creates meals and she gives offerings to our ancestors to protect the family in her prayers. And that's something that our ancestors have always done. They've always prayed over us. They've always loved us. They've always been here for us. And that's never going to change, no matter what phase they are, energetically, physically, spiritually, because we know energy doesn't die. And no matter what your belief and your faith is, you know, we know that the values and morals are there honoring the person and the people that loves us, no matter what you believe in, okay? So let's see what other messages are here for us. What messages would you like to let us know today? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? And please excuse my children. They are in there having a good old time while I'm in here locked in the room. Okay, what do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know, ancestors? What do we need to see, source? What do we need to see? What do we need to know source? What do we need to know? What do we need to see ancestors? What do we need to know? What do we need to see source? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know? Let us know what we need from you to understand. Give us the clarity. Give us the truth. What do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to, what do we need to see? What do we need to know? Okay, so they're telling me to read these. It says, have faith in your dreams. Acknowledge the color, okay? Indigo. It's time to release negativity. Indigo. Okay, again, indigo has to do with the crown. It has to do with our mind state, because it is a war for our minds, for our spirits, for our souls, for the control. But we are reclaiming our control within ourselves, because we have control of ourselves. We have control as far as what we eat. We have control in what we seek. We have control in what we receive and how we put our energy. Okay, so have faith in your dreams. We are all sent here for a reason, and we all signed soul contracts to come here for a purpose. And most of us, indigo children, star seeds, had come here to be the light, to be the lighthouse during this time. So have faith in your dreams. And also, it's time to release the negativities. It's time to release the chains. Okay, it's time to release those chains, you guys. What does we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? It's time to release those chains. The song that's coming to me is Get Free by Lauryn Hill. Freedom time, y'all. Time to get free. Okay. Let's see. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? Let me see. Any more messages out of this deck? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? Work through your fears. Acknowledge the color patterns. Acknowledge the color patterns. Work through your fears, okay? Don't be fearful. Don't be fearful. And if you are fearful, work through your fears. Work through your fears. That's how you're going to be free, by focusing. I know some people say just by coming out of the quarantine with peace, then you're doing well, or you're doing good. That's what some say. You will never be peace as a slave, okay? You just don't know what else is out there. You're just in your comfort zone, okay? That's what that means, hon. You're just in your comfort zone. Okay? So let's see what other messages are here, you guys, before I move on and move forward with this, because I'm glad I was able to get this message out today, because the weekends are challenging for me to get any readings out. As you can hear, the children's in there. But let's see, what messages do we need to know or see? What messages do we need to know or see? What messages do we need to know or see? Oh, okay, what's this? Fertility is very important. When you are giving birth, or in a birthing process or a creation, it's very important to be mindful of how you energy you put into your womb. It is, because like most people listen to different type of energy, different type of sounds, go to different type of environments just to feed the child the nourishment and the peace and serenity, the books. It's really important. So that means protect your mind, because your mind and your body, your soul, your energy is, receiving downloads, and you have to be mindful of the energy that you intake during this time. You have to be strong. It says firm foundation, and look at this image. Doesn't that look like a similar position of our ancestors, and the shoulders that we sit on and we are on, that protects us and grounds us. Firm foundation. Our ancestors are the firm foundation, okay? The ancestors are here. What other messages do we need to know or see? What messages do we need to know or see? What messages do we need to know or see? Positive movement forward, you guys. So on that note, That's the energy we need to focus on. Positive movement forward. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new, please subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye. Remember.